Making a difference in the lives of others is important to us here at Carson-Newman, is it not? Selfless service is one of our core values. Selfless service is our DNA. I would like to invite exemplars who have received the Carson-Newman Community Service Award in days past to please stand and let us recognize you. Please remain standing as I read the names, and at the end we'll recognize you and express our appreciation to you all at once. These recipients include Dr. Sharon Teets, Dr. Gregory Hoover, Dr. Steve Carr, Professor Sue McBee, Professor Susan Carr, Mrs. Jean Ann Washam, Dr. Beth Van Landingham, Dr. Melanie Hodgson, Mr. Billy Ray Martin, Mr. Bill Ellis, Dr. Sandy Long, Mr. Robbie Massengill, Dr. Patsy Boyce, and Dr. Jennifer Hall. Would you join me in expressing our gratitude to these servants? Students, you hear the words service learning a lot at Carson-Newman, don't you? Well, today's recipient of our 2015 Carson-Newman Community Service Award was teaching through service learning long before it became a buzzword on our campus or many other campuses as well. Our Community Service Award recipient today is a Carson-Newman pioneer in the field of service learning, which is evident in the fact that she took part in a pedagogy workshop on the subject over 20 years ago. During the 90s, well before QEP, quality enhancement planning, and institutional support for such programs were in vogue, she developed and led a service learning component in foreign languages. Beyond leading classes, she also coordinated student placements with immigrant communities and agencies. She was important in the establishment of Migrant Head Start summer programs in East Tennessee. A volunteer translator, she is particularly active in issues dealing with migrant laborers and on behalf of Spanish-speaking children in area schools. To her credit, our award winner has gained Carson-Newman an outstanding reputation of developing long-standing Hispanic community partnerships with local agencies. Her efforts have been vital to our Bonner Center in its transition to a service learning and community outreach paradigm. Our honoree's experience has helped shape the work of our quality enhancement planning and C-involved committees. Vital in connecting Carson-Newman students with international service opportunities, our distinguished servant leader promotes Spanish Immersion Day, consistently building bridges between cultures. Known for participating in Hispanic organizations and cultural events, she has been a board member of OLA, a grassroots nonprofit organization in Knoxville, and has helped develop its annual Latino Festival. We are excited that our honoree is now working with the Jefferson City Public Library on a bilingual reading project. Our esteemed honoree holds the BA, MA, and PhD degrees, all from the University of Tennessee, along with additional education in German and English translation in her native Germany. Would you please join me in recognizing and congratulating our 2015 Carson-Newman Community Service Award recipient, Dr. Maria Clark. I believe Dr. Clark's husband, Mr. Ashley Capps, is with us today. Perhaps somewhere in the balcony. Where is? Oh, back here. Would you please stand and let us recognize you? Thank you so much for being here. Dr. Clark, we have a plaque for you that reads, Carson-Newman University presented to Maria B. Clark Community Service Award 2015. We want you to have this plaque and to place it somewhere prominently, despite your humility, to let us know that you appreciate that we appreciate you. So don't be humble and put it in a drawer somewhere. That should go in your office or your home, because we are very proud of you and the good work you do in our community. And to further express our gratitude, we have something in this envelope for you. So please accept both with our endearing love and appreciation. Thank you. The New York Southern Society has given the Algernon Sidney Sullivan Award since 1890 to honor an Indiana native and New York attorney who lived a life. He was a living example of a genteel spirit and Christian compassion. There are approximately 4,800 colleges, universities in America. The Sullivan Awards are awarded annually by the Algernon Sidney Sullivan Foundation and are granted at 68 colleges and universities in America. Only 68. Carson-Newman is one. And these awards are granted to graduating seniors, one female, one male, who, quote, excel in high ideals of living, in fine spiritual qualities, and in generous and unselfish service to others. These are among the highest student accolades that we present. They are based on the recommendations of Carson-Newman faculty and staff, who see in these graduating seniors the attributes of leadership, service, and compassion. Our male Sullivan awardee is church music major David Warren. David, would you please come forward? David, may I take a few moments to embarrass you? Okay. What I'm about to say, most of you already know. Humbly ambitious and service-oriented, David exhibits a host of leadership skills in numerous areas. One of his nominators wrote, "He is as dependable, cooperative, competent, and mature as anyone I have ever supervised." As a worship planning team member, he has helped develop 28 chapel services this year. He has served as a chapel sound technician for 3 years. David has been credited often with going the extra mile. I can witness that myself the times that I've spoken in chapel, just to help speakers and groups get everything just right to enhance worship services. He's been a stalwart a cappella choir member, serving as bass section leader, as vice president, and this year as president of the choir. Each position has included significant leadership responsibilities. By the way, Mr. President, that was about as good as I've heard. What a fantastic, top notch. I think honors ought to go to each member of the choir and their esteemed director. For 3 summers now, David has served as worship coordinator and Bible study leader through the Passport organization and will work with them a 4th time again this summer. David's heart for mission service is clear, as he served on 4 spots mission trips with the a cappella choir. He has also dedicated time off campus as Reformed University Fellowship's worship leader, for which he planned worship services, directed the worship band, and served on the student leadership ministry teams. The band has provided music for several chapels and many other campus programs. David is the music ministry intern at the First Baptist Church of Jefferson City. He has assisted in worship planning, helped with technical needs, including sound and lighting, and led a number of choirs and ensembles. He has also led church worship on several occasions. When David is not doing all of these other things or being a diligent student, he enjoys playing guitar, tuba, and is a part of our Eagle Marching Band. David's parents are Susan Warren and James Warren, both of whom I believe have made it here today and have joined us. I am so glad. You're standing in. Would you please wave and let us thank you for being here today. We would like you to know, David, Susan and James, just how grateful we are for your sacred trust of your son David and how honored we are to be in community with David. So, David, we have a presentation for you. If you'll join me on this side of the podium. Oh my, if I took a while to read all of this, we might run over time. But I trust that you'll have a place to display this promise. And every time you look upon it, you will remember how highly we hold you in our esteem and how grateful we are for your life and witness, David. And the Algernon Sidney Sullivan Foundation wants David to have this as well for a young gentleman who lives in the same spirit of compassion and service to others that the founder of the organization did. Thank you so much, David. Our female Sullivan awardee is Ashlyn Stanton. Ashlyn, would you join me? The students have learned how proud I am of them, and I'm going to brag on them, so here we go, Ashlyn. I'm very proud of you. We all are. Ashlyn has 3 majors in pursuit of 2 degrees. She's a double major in cross-cultural sociology and social entrepreneurship, and is earning a BS in business administration as well, with an emphasis on international business. According to one of her nominators, the qualities of Algernon Sidney Sullivan are not mere descriptors for Ashlyn. Rather, and I quote, they are simply her lifestyle, end quote. For example, she is a Carson-Newman Student Chaplaincy Fellow, a C-involved peer mentor, and the Bonner Center's Fair Trade Coordinator. She has taken part in more than a dozen mission service trips, including 8 international countries, and many of them more than once. Ashlyn is a Bonner Center intern and a Community Service Federal Work Study Associate for Jefferson County's Habitat for Humanity. As a Bonner Scholar, she has amassed more than 1,800 hours of service to her campus and community, which does not include her federal work study time commitments. She is the assistant manager for Habitat's Restore on Highway 92 and has helped the store achieve surplus revenue by 200%. Business, huh? In other Habitat roles, she has been volunteer coordinator, special projects and programs coordinator, and served as assistant to the executive director. She has worked as C-involved peer mentor with Dr. Kim Johnson to plan community activities that engage and educate citizens about healthy nutrition and making wise food choices. Can you help me a little bit on that? She has worked with counseling services to develop Send Silence Packing, Send It Packing, a program to address society's willingness to downplay sexual assault. That actually helped establish a second program entitled Worthy to be Loved Well, a self-esteem and empowerment CLW event. This summer, Ashlyn will work with CISV, an international organization that fosters peace initiatives across the world through summer camp programs. In the course of her efforts, Ashlyn has drawn attention to a host of community needs, which has generated much goodwill for Carson-Newman along the way. Ashlyn's parents are Daryl and Danette Stanton of Knoxville. I understand they're able to be with us today. Would you please stand and let us recognize you? Thank you. Remain standing just a moment. That's not just parents. That's the whole tribe, isn't it? I know you're proud of Ashlyn. You can tell we are too. Ashlyn, we have some awards for you. Do you have enough hands to haul all of this? You've got enough family members back there to come help with this. I hope you can hear me. I speak for everyone in this room. As president, there are times when I get to speak to groups, but my favorite times are when I get to speak for the university. We're so proud of David, so proud of you, Ashlyn. You represent Carson-Newman the best of what we're about. Selfless service, congratulations, we love you, Godspeed.
Like sports and rock and roll, Carson-Newman has a Hall of Fame. Ours is for teaching. We call this group Distinguished Faculty Members. And if you have received this award, please stand as I read your names. Don Garner, Jim Baumgartner, Kitty Coffey, Patsy Boyce, Sharon Teets, Eric Thorson, Thomas Milligan, Ann Jones, Stephen Carr, Ross Brummett, Brian Austin, Beth Van Landingham, and last year's recipients, Peggy Hypes. And you students who aren't graduating will still have the opportunity to have these Hall of Famers in action, see them in action by taking one of their classes. But this morning we induct a new member to this group, a superstar who makes his or her discipline appealing to even non-majors. She or he possesses an exceptional, even contagious passion to that discipline and instills an expectation that students should be likewise dedicated to their work. A colleague says, no one loves Carson-Newman and its surrounding community more than our honoree. Our newest distinguished professor is a gifted teacher with a variety of interests. His or her resume features a broad wealth of experience across several states. The awardee has blended a professional career with serious academic study and research. She or he exudes warmth and interest in both students and colleagues. Our recipient expected to use those gifts in medicine and not in the classroom. Those who know him, yes, it's a he, cite him as a talented, enthusiastic, and effective teacher who cherishes family and makes friends feel like family. He is a captivating professor in class, in a laboratory, or in the field. An alumnus, he instills in his students what was instilled in him by professors like Henry Dickinson, Gerald Naylor, and Joe Chapman. Please help me congratulate our Dr. Robert Trenum of our biology department. Bob is a Texas native who joined the faculty full-time in 1989 after 1 year as an adjunct. A Jefferson County High graduate, he transferred to Carson-Newman from the University of Tennessee because he wanted to play football and not just practice it. His goal was to be a dentist until Dr. Chapman showed him the possibilities of working in fisheries, natural resources, or wildlife management. He earned an MS in biology from Tennessee Tech and the PhD from the University of Tennessee. As a student, he was lauded and awarded with the John Richard Fain Scholarship, made the Dean's List, and qualified as a biologist in several areas for the Department of Interior's Federal Register. He received the Natural Resources Graduate Scholarship from UT's College of Ag Sciences. His research and PhD were supported by a number of scholarships, including the impressive Mellon Grant. Bob has taught a vast array of undergraduate courses that includes general biology, ecology, and botany courses. An animated lecturer credited with making biology fun for non-majors as well as future biologists and teachers. He has been praised as being tough but good. He advises students on several occasions and has been honored by the Alpha Chi Honor Society inductees as their most influential professor. He has been championed for his dedication to classroom education and laboratory instruction, and I understand it is spoken of reverentially when it comes to field research, sample collection, and even a walk in the woods. Having begun as an instructor, he has been promoted through the faculty ranks to full professor in 2012. He has served on several departmental and institutional committees, task forces, and councils, including the Chapel Community Life and Worship Committee, the Ernst L. Boyer Laboratory for Learning, the Committee for Educational Service to Appalachia, the Alumni Executive Committee, to name just a few. He helped raise almost 20% more than the class of 1984 reunion goal a few years ago. His gift for teaching is bolstered by his professional wildlife management and resource experience with the U.S. Forestry Department, the Tennessee Valley Authority, and several state and federal agencies. Examples of his work are hydroacoustic fisheries sampling in Alabama's Lake Guntersville, aerial waterfowl and bald eagle assessment on Cherokee Douglas and Norris Lakes, tagging trout prior to stocking East Tennessee streams, and taking inventory of the red cockadoo woodpecker in Cherokee National Forest. His expertise has been vital to Carson-Newman, as he is the lead botanist and the expert behind the campus certification as a certified level 2 arboretum. He has used his proficiency both as a research scientist and as a business owner in the landscape industry, as our in-house consultant for campus beautification projects and horticultural enhancements. And finally, Bob's faith plays a major role in his life, and he has sought to live it out. He is a longtime member of Jefferson City's First Baptist Church. He has served as president of the Young Marrieds class, directed activities for the college class, been an active driver and band committee member, served several terms on the Facilities and Grounds Committee, and is a longtime member of the Kitchen Committee. We are grateful that Dr. Robert Trenum has invested himself here and helped make Carson-Newman a distinguished institution. It is our honor to return the favor and name him our 2015 Distinguished Faculty Member. And helping us celebrate this well-deserved honor and surprising Bob this morning are his wife, Kim. Where is Kim? Son, Heath, daughter, Shannon, all of whom are Carson-Newman graduates, and Bob's mom, Jessie Trenholm, is also with us.
Wasn't that a beautiful narrative that Dr. Trenholm provided the provost to read? Year before last, Newsweek magazine named Carson-Newman University the #1 baccalaureate college in the South for undergraduate teaching. This honor is being awarded by vote of the student body and your peers, your colleagues. What they are saying, Dr. Trenholm, is you're one of the best, and we agree. So it is with great pride that we present you this plaque, naming you our 2015 Distinguished Faculty at Carson-Newman University. Along with the plaque and the memory of this day, we have a gift that I might as well walk back to Kim right now, because I know who's going to end up with this. I'm married, but I'll present it to you. It's another token of our appreciation for this great moment in your life and all you do for Carson-Newman University and our students. And then if I might ask the provost to join me, and we would like to present you with this medallion that we hope that you will wear with pardonable pride in all future convocations and commencement exercises, naming you, as it reads, Distinguished Faculty, Carson-Newman University. This is the award for 2015. Would you help me with